So we're smack dab in the middle of a World War V right now. There are practically wars everywhere. I don't think there's really a major nation at peace at this point.
Well, I mean, maybe besides Scandinavia. Scandinavia is the only one that's kind of staying quiet that I would say is somewhat on the world stage here, but everybody else that you can think of, Italy, Turkey actually is, Turkey is even involved. Turkey is involved helping the Soviet Union against Japan. Obviously, we have got this big, massive war that's occurring. France is at war. Spain is actually, Spain technically is at war with the Netherlands. I forgot about that. Portugal is at war with the British. The USA, maybe you could say Mexico and Panama. Mexico, Panama, and Scandinavia, like 3 countries that are above like 4 provinces that are at war. Actually, maybe Thailand too. Thailand's not at war, but very, very, very small countries. And actually, that might change very soon within this video. It more than likely will. So yeah, everything is happening. I have never really seen. I don't think we've ever really seen the British lose so many occupations in both British Persia and in British India. These provinces are just being completely just wrecked. Just absolutely wrecked. And actually the Saudis are now doing some damage because they are helping out their friend Italy here. This is going to be a tough war for Italy to win. I don't know if this is going to be the best for them. This is a colonial war for Italy, and obviously Italian Somaliland, like we all know, is being destroyed. So what else is new, right? What else is new? Oh, who grabbed this? That is obviously oh, okay. Never mind. I see. It was grabbed, I think, by the Germans. So mainly the Germans have been doing this, have been doing most of the work, and they've been giving the occupations up to China, while China faces, I think, the Japanese. Now, I don't know if they've landed in Japanese mainland just yet. Let's go ahead and check on that. No, they have not. There's 164 stack, though. I mean, the Japanese are ready if they do decide to drop troops off. Oh, the Japanese are actually doing their own blockade. They're losing this war by 21 war score, though. Obviously, it seems like the Japanese are probably just going to lose the land on continental Asia. But we don't know what would happen to the British. Great Britain might lose a lot here, too. Also, the Soviets are just waiting to try to grab something for themselves. I think they have... No, they have nothing at war with the Soviet Union. That's weird that... Oh, cores, I see. Cores, and this is not a core, but these other things were cores. So that's why the Soviet Union wants this back so badly. I don't know if I don't know if the Turkey troops are doing that much. Turkish troops are doing that much. You know, we might now start to see the Germans invade Africa, which we've never seen before, which is very weird. The German AI seems very reluctant to enter Africa. They don't want to go into that area, but at this point, there's no other British provinces to take in Asia. Like, that's it. I mean, the Saudis are going to take over all of British Arabia, and I mean, we already have the French, like pretty much French Syria taken over almost entirely. There's a few islands they can go after. Oh my gosh, France has a small invasion inside of Italy. So yeah, this is not going well for them. Notice that, and this might be because the Germans didn't try, but notice that the Germans didn't enter onto the British Isles. That's pretty big. I've been wondering that for a while now, if the British have the power or the strength still to keep the Germans off of their homelands. It seems like they do, but for how much longer? And for how much longer? Because the Germans are gaining strength, and in turn, we're seeing the British continue to lose strength. Obviously, in places like India and other things. Okay, so there must be a major peace still occurring right now. Not yet. There's still negotiations, because we are seeing freezing. So yeah, still a little bit of smaller negotiations might be occurring in the background. Oh, actually, somebody pieced out, and actually it was a smaller native tribe, I believe, in India. Smaller native empire. Who grabbed some land here? Looks like these guys did. Yeah, they definitely look like they grabbed some land. Now, do they have a good opinion of the British? Okay, they do. For now. I'm wondering how this is going to affect, now that the British have dealt with so many wars all within a small amount of time, what is this going to do to these British colonies? I'd love to see a huge rise in all of the colonial nations. to rise up against Great Britain. Imagine all of the French colonies, all of the British colonies, even in Australia, even in New Zealand, which actually is part of Papa too. Oh, who's this? Oh, the USA. Oh, the USA. USA giving all these occupations up. So pretty much all of the British lands are being invaded. This time, the USA doing most of the invasion of Australia, which is kind of interesting. Obviously, the first battle probably didn't go so well since I'm seeing the British rebuild. Actually, it might not have. They might just not have any regiments on the continent. That could be a thing. Italy has 9 war score. Okay. We've got the Dutch with 24 war score over Portugal. British at -11 over Portugal. And the Chinese still not that much, only 22 over Japan. And the Soviets really can't do anything with the Japanese at this point because the Chinese control all the occupations. So I'm thinking the longer this war goes on, the more likely we might see some higher liberty desire values from some of these other colonial nations. I can't wait. I just want to see Australia. That's how we get more people involved here. The fall of the British Empire would mean, I think, whole new powers joining in on all the fun. And I think that's good because it's only a matter of time before I think the British fall. It just depends on when they do. And it will probably be Germany. Germany, I think, has got to be the cause of that at some point. Oh, okay, so a peace deal did occur. What deal was it? It wasn't China. What was that? I have no idea. It was the Dutch one. Yes. It was the Dutch one. So did they take anything? I know that the Dutch have desired a few of the islands by... the Dutch definitely want a few of the islands by Indonesia. Oh, are we going to crash here? I don't know. We haven't crashed yet. We have not crashed yet. Oh my gosh, this is so bad though. Oh yeah, this is definitely... Oh no. Okay. I'm really surprised that we did not crash. Was that a peace deal though? No, that was not the peace deal. Okay, well let me go and check Indonesia if this looks any different. Yes. Yes, it does. They did. They kicked out, I think it was Portugal that was here. Yep. Well, good for Indonesia. They're looking better. Oh, I didn't realize that America has this because America desires. Didn't think about that. America might be able to grab a little piece of, is this Malaysia? Or what island is this technically? I'm not sure. I apologize. But yeah, I didn't realize that the American Philippines would want to kind of go after some of that territory there. All right. Yeah, we might actually have to end this one early if we keep seeing these lagging here. And I might have to just grind it away over the break. Because they're trying to peace out. They're definitely trying to peace out. What I'll do is I'll probably look at the ledger if we can. I'll look at the ledger while this is happening. That's what we got. Let's look at development first because we haven't looked at development in a while. And actually, it'd probably help if I go down to speed 4. Yeah, there you go, Drew. So China is technically #1 development. I don't know if we knew that. Yeah, no, they passed up the USA at some point. And look at the Germans, not too far behind the USA. So it is kind of a pretty an interesting three-way race, especially now that Mexico's now declaring war on nations, and Mexico and the American opinion of each other is kind of deteriorated. See, there's all of this development that the British have is going to go into other hands, and then we have a pretty big drop-off from Brazil. So there's like a top 4, and then like a collapsing. Was a top 3, and then there's a collapsing 4th place. So who's going to accumulate the most out of this? Probably won't be the USA. It'll probably be China, actually. But the Germans will use enough to probably pass the USA at some point. So we have Brazil, Italy slowly gaining strength. Actually, a significant amount more development than the Soviet Union, which is interesting. Japan's going to lose a little bit of it, but most of this development is coming out of the Japanese mainland, not so much their continental holds, their footholds in Eastern Asia. Mexico, pretty high on this list. I'm surprised that Scandinavia isn't stronger, but that's interesting. The Netherlands still very high again. The Dutch territory still pretty valuable. Canada pretty high, which this could be an open opportunity for the USA to invade. That's really the only thing. The only way I see the USA winning in development, at least, is through Brazil continuing to attack Central America, eventually eating Mexico, and then huge Brazilian-USA wars, huge New World wars. That's kind of the only thing I could imagine that might possibly happen. It is 2031. Still don't necessarily have an end date for the campaign. As long as people are still enjoying it, it's still getting a threshold of a certain amount of views, then I'm gonna continue to press forward. Even performance no longer really is. I don't know. I don't want to say that performance is no longer ever going to be an issue why I have to stop a campaign, but not really with my new PC. But I guess it might. I don't know, because this is not my PC that's lagging. It's the mod itself, because this happened with my old PC as well. Let me see if the wars have ended. No, there are still several wars going on. Yeah, so performance isn't really an issue. It's just, as long as it's still being watched, and there's also the aspect of the channel as a whole. That's actually the biggest reason why some of the campaigns end early or don't end or whatever it might be. Is there might be other games coming out that other people want to see me play or things like that. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this one a little bit early, because this is taking quite a long time. I will check very briefly on maybe. Well, who has my number one power projection? Okay, China. Then it's actually the Scandinavians in second place. Brazil in third place. War exhaustion. We've got 20 with Newfoundland. Yeah, that makes sense. Newfoundland's been under occupation for quite a long time. Japan at 5. That's not good. Technology-wise, everyone should be about the same. We did check on development. Who has the maximum manpower? USA at 1.36 million. Oh my goodness. And now the Chinese are catching up in their manpower. We've got Germany at 840. Soviets here at 547. Italy, Brazil, Great Britain, and Japan. And then Scandinavia here. Angola. Look at Angola with over 100,000. Well, I guess they don't really go to war that much. Pirates have the most treasury for some reason. Great Britain has a bunch of ducats. They need to spend some of that. Buy some, buy some mercenaries or something, man. You need to do something. Ah, man, this is crazy. This is crazy to see all this occupied. Let me go and just check on the war score overall one last time, just to check. Because I want to see who is going to gain the most out of this. What did they all end up getting? So we got the British at -10 from Portugal. That's just probably going to be a separate piece, a white piece. We have China with 24 war score over Japan. Italy at 11 war score over Britain. I'm surprised that they were able to get up even 11. And then 0 still for the Soviets. So, yeah, not super surprising. That seems about right. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. We're going to continue on this campaign until the lagging stops, because right now it's not even playable or watchable. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.